The Adams County Health Department issuing a public health advisory following a significant increase in syphilis cases across the county. If left untreated, syphilis can result in serious heart, respiratory, or even central nervous system damage. Anyone who has unprotected sex with casual partners is at a higher risk of developing syphilis and other sexually transmitted infections.
All STIs that were reportable in the state of Illinois have to be reported to the local health department. So we track these things and monitor them. Anytime somebody gets something like this, not only do we document it, but we make sure that they got the right treatment just to prevent from continuing to spread it.
And health experts urge anyone who thinks they might have been at risk to get tested and seek treatment if necessary.